have two ice art projects to share with you. One is this ice garland project where you use an ice cube tray, and the other makes an ice candle holder. First, here are the directions for making the ice garland project. You'll need an ice cube tray and some plants and some string. You can see here that I'm just wrapping the string around a piece of plant, because if you just put the string on the ice alone, it tends to float and not freeze into the ice very well. So by wrapping it around a little piece of evergreen or a little pine cone or some leaves, you'll be able to get it to freeze into the ice. It's also fun to just put some greens into ice cube trays without a string. Next, you'll add water and make sure you push your plants down so that they're really underwater so that they'll freeze into the ice really well. Sometimes I also take small rocks and push those down on top of each of the plants just to make sure that the string is really held well under the water. Then you can put your ice cube tray either in the freezer, or if it's very cold, you can put it outside. So after we put the ice cube tray in the freezer overnight, you can see that the water has frozen and it's holding on tightly now to the plants and the rocks and the string that we put in it. So to get them out of our ice cube tray, we'll twist the tray and then we'll start lifting. And you get this neat kind of garland of ice cubes all connected to a string. You could then hang this, maybe you would hang it in a tree, maybe under your porch or someplace to give a little decoration, and then also enjoy watching how they change as they start to melt. You might also choose to make some without a string in them. They make an interesting little winter decoration in your yard. And again, they're really fun to watch how they change as they warm up. This ice art makes a beautiful sun catcher. So it's really fun to watch how as your ice warms up, it starts to drip and the shape of your ice cubes change. Another fun ice art project is to make a candle holder. So you'll just need some bowls, a cup, a rock, some water. We used ice cubes because we were wanting it to freeze more quickly, but you could just do water. And you'll want to put a cup in the middle so that you'll leave an opening for where your candle will go. You'll see that we put some rocks inside of our cup to keep it from floating up, but you want to make sure that you do something to keep it down, but don't fill it with water because then it'll freeze. Look how cool they look once they've frozen. If you live somewhere cold, you can just do this project by leaving them outside at night. So I just pulled our project out of the freezer, and you can see that it is now frozen solid. So it's also frozen to the cup and the bowl, so it's hard to get out. You could just wait a little while and let it melt enough to be able to get it out. This one's starting to be able to move, but if you are feeling impatient, you could put a little bit of warm water. Now I'm going to put some cool water, and then we're going to add a little bit of warm water. You might see some steam. Now you wouldn't want to put hot water on your frozen project because it could crack either the glass or the ice. Whoops. When you change the temperature of something very quickly, it either expands or contracts, and it can cause damage. So you can put your frozen container into warm water. You can also put a little bit of warm water inside of the cup, and then it'll just take a few seconds for that to get melted enough to be able to pull it out. So you can pull the cup out now, and then you can pull out the ring of ice. Here we go. Ooh. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm gonna pull this out of the way. You can put that there. That looks awesome. And now,
Put your candle in.
you can put this, you would want to put this on a plate, or if you're outside, you might just put it on the ground. But now, you have this cool candle holder that when you light your candle, it has a really interesting effect where you can kind of see through it like stained glass. So another fun way to do this project, rather than putting in everything all at the same time and freezing it in one block, it's also fun to put in just like an inch of water and let that freeze, and then add maybe some little berries from plants you find in your yard or little leaves, and then add a little more water and freeze it again, and then you get these interesting layers in your ice. Here's the process of getting your frozen candle holder out of the container in fast forward. They really look pretty with a candle in them at night. Have fun! If you want more fun ideas, you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel.